XPORTAL just launched a SUI Mastercard, and we've got the new USD SUI stablecoin. A lot of payment related innovations, yet the price isn't performing that well. Is there potential for an outperformance given that the current valuation is rather low? What we see over here, that's the SUI price in US dollars. The dotted line, that's the average price since inception. And if we were to go back to that equilibrium, we could potentially make 150% from here. Now, how likely is that scenario? Will it be the SUI Mastercard that's pushing the price higher? Or will it be the new stablecoin, USD SUI? Or will it be another driver? Hi, my name is Gerhard. I've been in the crypto space for the last 8 years. I hit my first million 3 years ago, and it is mainly through active trading of altcoins. My track record is in the website down below. I publish all of my trades in real time over there. And over the last 2 years, that's when I started publishing my trades in real time. We made 47% per annum. We are currently at an all-time high if we include the current open positions. And again, every single trade can be seen here as they are closed. So the entire trading history is public, but of course the open positions, they are only available to the premium members. Now, some people are extremely bullish on SUI. We're going to look at the activity metrics in a minute. The SUI channel itself is selling the narrative of privacy. And while Zcash and other related cryptocurrencies did see quite a bit of a rally recently, I think SUI's story will move to something else. By the way, if you are currently on x.com, formerly known as Twitter, then feel free to also check out the account of this channel. That's at BitcoinStrat. Make sure that you follow the right account and not a fake account. Now, very long term, it looks like the SUI price is trading in a range versus the rest of the altcoin market. So we've got over here, that's the SUI price divided by the others market cap. The others market cap is the market cap of all the altcoins that are not in the top 10. We tend to bottom at similar levels, we tend to top at similar levels, and the dotted line, that's again the average equilibrium ratio. And that would imply a potential outperformance versus the rest of the altcoins by roughly 85%. So this equilibrium in US dollars, that does imply that the general crypto market is going up. If we just consider the relative outperformance, the upside is quite a bit smaller. Now, why did SUI long-term perform not that well? Why did we go down by 68% versus the rest of the altcoin market? I think that's at least partially because of token inflation. New tokens hitting the market and the demand not being able to keep up. But going forward, at least relatively speaking, that token inflation is not too bad. We're currently at 4 billion. That will grow to 4.2 billion. So that's a relative growth rate of 5.7% 1 year from now. SUI works very similar to other blockchains, just that it's much faster. We do have a data layer that's been funded and subsequently refunded by locking up SUI tokens. Now, the tokenomics don't look bad. 5% token inflation isn't really that bad 1 year from now. However, the usage of the blockchain, unfortunately, is not developing in the right direction. This is the total value locked, or the capital that's currently on SUI, and that tends to trend down. We peaked at 2.6 billion in October of last year, and since then have fallen by more than 80% over the span of less than 1 year. Now, a lot of that decline is simply the SUI price itself going down, because many assets on the chain are, of course, denominated in SUI. So measured in SUI, the trend doesn't look as bad. It doesn't look great either though, because there is pretty much zero growth in the last 2 years. And while the story around stablecoins is very enticing, right now the stablecoin market cap on SUI is not expanding either. And so for the long-term price development, it's always tokenomics, as in how many new tokens get issued versus usage of the blockchain. In the short term, a lot of price discovery is just how much attention do we currently have on that asset. And that's very much true for SUI as well. Just have a look at the number of social media creators that talk about SUI over time and its correlation to the price. When many people discuss SUI, that's when the price goes up. When attention is rather low, then the price is low as well. Here's the number of transactions on the SUI chain over time. This is not necessarily going up. Here is the number of new accounts over time. Also, not necessarily the right trend. So it's not just the social metrics that make the price, it's also the short-term leverage. As in, if many people bet on the SUI price, it tends to go up. And SUI is distinct in the way that it tends to have more bets on its price compared to other cryptocurrencies. In terms of market cap, SUI is at place number 32. But in terms of how much open interest there currently is, how many bets are made on the SUI price, then SUI is at place number 15. So there's much more inherent leverage in the SUI price. We also see this in the trading volume, as in the last 24 hours, we had 30 million worth of trading volume on the spot market, but there were 165 million worth of trading volume on the perpetual futures. Most perp traders are bullish on SUI, as in the funding rate tends to be positive. The longs have to pay the shorts in order to get more leverage exposure to SUI. There's not a lot of trading of the bets on the SUI price right now though. And that's actually good, because if the trading volume on the perps is high, then the price tends to be high. When the trading volume is lower, that's potentially a better time to get in. And so when an asset has a lot of inherent leverage, when there's a lot of open interest, we tend to see the price getting manipulated to always liquidate the maximum amount of traders. So for example, we had many shorts getting liquidated in January of this year. Then subsequently, we got all the longs liquidated. So first it was the people betting on falling prices that lost their money. Then it was the people betting on rising prices that lost their money. Recently, we saw again the shorts getting liquidated, subsequently the longs. Thus, if the pattern was to repeat itself, it would be again the shorts that get liquidated. In other words, the price would go up. A short squeeze would mean a very quick appreciation of the SUI price. And open interest also implies exactly that, as in the amount of bets that are currently made on SUI. It's not that high, in the historical context at least. Relative to other cryptocurrencies, open interest is high with 500 million, but relative to what SUI is capable of, 2.5 billion, there's a potential 5x in the amount of leverage that could enter the token. And of course, more leverage in the token means also an appreciating price. So really, the potential risk to reward doesn't really look that bad. We are not at a historical low of SUI, but the long-term sell pressure due to tokenomics is probably not going to be a problem. But we do need a story why SUI should go up again. Because right now, the blockchain is not getting used enough. And while stablecoin payments might bring in some revenue, it's not really exciting for the market. Crypto debit cards are nothing new. So yeah, if you want to follow my trades or at least get an inspiration of what's currently potentially profitable, then feel free to check out the premium membership. Again, every single trade is logged in real time. You can see, for example, here we shorted the BitTensor Tau token. The individual signals are behind those date stamps. So the signals are published in Telegram, but you can also get the exact same signals via email in case you don't use Telegram. We bet on a falling price of Tau in this case, and then subsequently close that position after we got the golden cross. That's just one example. You can see not every trade is profitable, but in the end, the long term is what matters. And again, I don't think that many people on YouTube are willing to share their data in this manner. If you don't have time to do the trades yourself, there's also the copy trading capital pool. You can just deposit to that. More details again are on the website. There is also a 7-day money back guarantee. In case you don't like premium, just email me over here and you will get your money back. No questions asked. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish this regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. Helps the channel grow. See you next time. Cheers.